Greetings. Hello to everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Belle. I'd like to do a little vlog this evening about some of my thoughts. And I thought I'd just go ahead and do the video now to get my thoughts out there and just to, not stream of consciousness, but just like in real time, basically like think about, kind of give voice to a couple things that are on my mind. And I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. So I have a couple different topics I want to cover. And then I think I'll draw some cards at the end that relate to some of the stuff I'm talking about. First thing is pretty funny to me, and it makes me think about my life path or my personal development path in different ways. Okay, so this is what it is. I don't know if anyone out there has experienced this, but it's when you do something that's well intended that another person takes completely wrong, and it's something. Not only is it well intended, and it's a fairly neutral or pleasant, or like it's something very small you do, like you say something nice or something very small, and not only is it well intended, not only is it like a pleasant small thing, like just the person just is not interested whatsoever and not shuts it down. It's clear they don't like you, even though they don't really know you very well. So it's like really weird. And this has happened to me at least 4 distinct times over the years, and those are only the ones that come to mind. I'm sure it's happened other times too, but it's really weird to me. And I guess it makes me think about like, do I ever do that? Like, am I ever misjudging or misinterpreting something? I think I do sometimes when I'm talking to someone. Like, sometimes my husband Joey, who always has good intentions, sometimes he'll say something and it reminds me of something I hate from the past, and I get really worked up about it, and I don't try to take it out on him, but it ends up coming to the surface a little bit, and he's like, what? You're like, what the heck? Like, I'm just trying to like say something pretty neutral or pretty normal. I'm like, I'm really sorry. It's like a trigger. It's not even based on what we're talking about. It's like a certain phrase or a topic or something like that. So these different times that I've tried to do something that's well intended and hasn't worked out at all for me, or it's just almost like waving at someone, so small and so well intended, and the person is just like basically like not interested, and that's okay. So what I was thinking about this topic, and I guess it just means that you're not on the same wavelength with that person. Your paths are diverging, and for some reason you can observe that person at that moment. In some way your lives are crossing to a certain extent, but you're not really on the same wavelength. Your paths are just going to go in completely different directions, and it's such a small thing that it's fine, but I'm still kind of quizzical about how people could have such a negative reaction to something that I perceive as quite pleasant, or just something so small, but it's just completely, to my mind, like misinterpreted. It's a misinterpretation of what I intended, which is, anyway, it makes me think about how you never know what's going on for another person entirely. Like, everyone sees things so differently. Everyone's so unique. And so I guess when you try to have empathy or sympathy for something, or try to just have a sense like, okay, what is going on for this person, just so you can understand. I mean, obviously the best way to understand someone is to deeply listen to them, and if you're good friends, just talk, get a cup of coffee, like talk about something. Even then, I don't think you can get a peek into someone else's life or their perspective, but you're not really ever going to know what it's like to be them, obviously. But I guess as best I can, I try to reflect or get some sense so I can be sympathetic to others, but it doesn't always work out at all. A lot of times it does work out. The times it doesn't, it's just like, whoa. Okay, so I wasn't going to say the 4 examples, but I think I am. The first example I can think of is when I was working in DC a really long time ago, which is like 12 years ago. And I would sit at this cafe and I would buy something there. I wasn't just like eating my lunch there. Like, not all the time, but a couple times a week, I would sit at this cafe where they had tables. I would buy like these little salads they had there and eat them. And then the people who worked there were there every day. They never warmed up to me whatsoever. Like, there's no like chit chat or a nice sense of rapport building. It was never like that. And so that was a little weird anyway. It's like, why are these cafe people so like anti the cafe culture? And I was just being like a patron of the cafe, so it was like really weird. And finally, like, the lady clearly didn't like me being there, even though I wasn't there that long. I did buy something there. And so the last day I was there, she was just like clearly, I was just sitting there eating my lunch, and she just starts like moving the table, shoving the chairs everywhere by these tables, but like in this really angry, like weird way. Like, she didn't like me being there, even though it's a cafe, for God's sakes. So I was like, okay, I get it, like, you don't want me to be there. And it was just like almost like an example of like the whole culture that I was perceiving or that I was experiencing down there, and just the whole way that people are so cold and so like anti each other. I don't even know how to, I don't know, it's just really weird. It's like slightly subtle, but you get this whiff and you're like, okay, this person doesn't want me here, even though it's completely reasonable for me to like be here. But I guess if you're not building a rapport at all with people, it's kind of a bad sign. If there's an opportunity in which most cases, you'd be chatting or something. Okay, that's the first one I can think of. The second one I can think of is, what was I going to say? Oh, I left a Facebook post for someone with good intentions. And it's someone that I had interacted with socially a little bit off and on. I just wanted to say, like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, haven't seen you on Facebook recently. I just wanted to say, like, hey, I hope everything's good. And she, like, basically, I could tell she really dislikes me. Or, I don't know, she hated that I left this comment on her Facebook. She was like, she said it, like, vaguely, not impolitely, but she was like, if you really knew me, we would be talking on the phone or something. Like, and it was really weird because I had good intentions. I wasn't trying to bug her or say, like, she needs to post more on Facebook. I was genuinely interested in, like, if things going well with her. And the other thing that's weird about that is that it's, like, a person who was overboard with kind of the new age culture, like, niceness. Like, overboard with, like, I'm so... like, so positive, like, overly positive. But, so anyways, for me, I would rather have people be genuine and honest and not go overboard with positivity. And if you can't even uphold that in, like, a normal way, like, hey, how are you? It's like, don't talk to me. So obviously this person doesn't like me. Or, it was misinterpreted or something, but it was really weird. And so obviously I don't leave her messages anymore. The third one is that once we moved here to this town in Maryland, I wanted to find a Reiki group. And so I was like, just signed up for someone's newsletter on their website. And this woman asked me, she responded to my newsletter sign up, which was rare, so that was just automatic. She didn't ask me that much. She was like, hey, is this your first name? And I wrote back and I was like, yeah, this is my experience with Reiki. Because I thought she was trying to, like, talk about it or something. Because they offer classes on there. So I thought she was kind of trying to introduce me to the classes. So I was like, oh, I'm excited about your Reiki group. And then she didn't write back to me for a couple weeks. And finally she was just like, you can't come to the Reiki group. It's just for people who are students. But it was really weird because, like, I was a potential student. Besides the fact that you're supposed to be, like, not a jerk if you're into Reiki, which is not necessarily true, I guess. But anyway, it was really weird, and it really bothered me because it reminded me of something else that had happened in the past where someone I went to school with tried to friend me on Facebook, and she acted like she wanted to know how I was doing. And this was like 12 years ago too. And she said, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, it was more like, "Hey," you know, like, and I was like, "Oh." I wrote her a message and said, you know, it's going really well. I'm playing music, it's going well. And I got this weird message back from her boyfriend. It was just like, basically like, "Fuck you." And it was really weird. Like, I felt like there had been this bait and switch. Like, why would you pretend like you're friendly and then just like shut it down, like, when I actually respond? And it was so weird. Like, I hate stuff like that. Like, I know people have problems, but I don't want to be a part of their problems. Like, I wish people would just be emotionally vulnerable and be like, I don't know. Like, I literally don't know what the deal is with people sometimes. So that was an extra one that I just thought of. And then the other one I was thinking of that just started this whole video is I was on Instagram. And okay, so this is interesting. In social media, in Instagram, obviously there's this way that Instagram is completely superficial. There's another thing I really like about it is just like it gives you this window into other people's lives, just this little hint of a sparkle of a slice of life. You know, it's very, in the best sense, I think it's very light and fun and just pretty nice. And then the reason that I like people's photos is because I feel like it's a little cute, fun thing that's like almost like a little thumbs up. And it's just like, hey, like, that's cool. It's a good thing, you know? It's just something nice. And obviously everyone's at a different stage of their lives, and like everyone's posting different things for different reasons. But to me, it's like, it's a heart, or it's a thumbs up, or it's something nice. Anyway, so someone I was following on Facebook, not Facebook, on Instagram, and she doesn't like it when people like her posts. She said that it's not a real sense of engagement or something. I just thought that, I don't know, it seemed like, I don't think it's necessarily directed at me, but it was like very off-putting. And I was like, first of all, why are you on Instagram if you don't like social media? And it was so weird to me. And as someone who I could tell they didn't really want to interact with me because, I don't know, you know, you can kind of get like a sense, like, this person's not interested. So I unfollowed them because I was just like, it's weird. I don't think this person wants me at all. Like, not even like remotely in their ballpark of their life, which is fine. So that's the other thing I was going to come around to is, like, obviously, like, I totally respect people's space. Like, I consider myself a fairly outgoing and friendly person. If someone doesn't want me in their life, they don't want me in their space, they don't even want me, like, remotely, like, waving to them from across the universe. Like, I totally respect that. And it hurts a little bit in general, not specifically and in general, because maybe I'm such a friendly person that I'm like, hey, what? There's like a meme or something about that, about like, let's be friends. So I'm more of a let's be friends person, unless someone's like a total jerk to me, and even then it takes me a while to admit that we're never gonna be friends. So even now, as I'm talking about it, there's this like prickle of pain in my heart center. So anyway, it's really good to get these things out in the open, I think. Those are actually 5 things that were bizarre to me and about people's paths completely diverging. And you know what? Why do these things stand out? They stand out because usually people are really friendly and people love people. You know, we love each other even though we don't want to be around each other all the time. This is when my Mary Poppins, or who's the person who's always, Pollyanna. I don't know. This is when my extra sweet, friendly side, so cheerful, comes out. which is not my only side, but I don't know, even though I'm more of a hermit these days, I am definitely a people person to a huge extent, which I get from my mom, because she is very talkative and cheerful, and definitely people she doesn't like occasionally, but on the whole she enjoys being social and like talking to people. And also I grew up in a fairly large family, so I'm used to like chilling with people and talking about things a lot. Anyway, sigh of relief. The topic is massive for me. I don't know if anyone has stuck around for this video for this long, because I'm already at 15 minutes, but I'm curious if anyone else has run into this, where they just did something very small and pleasant, like a wave, or something very pleasant with very good intentions, and it's clear the person doesn't want you to be around. But okay, that's it for that topic. Let's see, this video is going to be like an hour long. Just kidding. Okay, that was the first one. Second one, second one is kind of short. It's just about how I really like positive energy. And I don't know if I completely believe in angels or not. I definitely believe that angels are possible, because I think our universe is very multidimensional, or at least even like we could perceive something like in a dream. You can dream about anything, and you could even be affected by that dream. Like you could get an idea from that dream. So in the very mildest sense, I think angels could be something that's in a dream type way, like real, or could have a positive impact in our lives, like more in a dream-like way or a poetic way. And then I know that like some people, it's even more real for them. But I definitely do notice angelic energy when people are kind of bringing that through. It's a beautiful feeling. It just feels so good. It's the opposite of if you're having a bad day, you feel really run down. That's the opposite of angelic energy, which is the angelic energy is just uplifting, and it's in a way that I can't necessarily get to on my own yet. So that's one thing I'm really interested in, is being able to choose on my own to feel angelic energy. Right now, if I'm watching a YouTube video or listening to an audio program, but mostly a YouTube video, if I'm watching a YouTube video where someone's bringing in angelic energy, either through like, I don't know if it's through their imagination or, whatever it is, what it is for them, but I can mirror that energy. So like I feel that energy, and it's amazing. Like it's so cool. So I guess there's like a goal for me with the angelic energy part. Is my big goal is to be able to feel this sense of uplifting energy that's so amazing. It's beautiful. If I could feel that all the time, or by choice anytime I wanted, that could be a way that I could bring that energy into daily life more. And I think in theory, like if I'm resonating a really high vibe that's like really cool, and then I can't make anyone else resonate that way, because I wouldn't want to do that anyway. Everyone chooses for themselves. But if someone got a little sense of like, oh, I'm resonating like this, and they're like, oh, I have another positive way that I want to resonate, and that's how it's working for me. Like I see people on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, their energy is incredible. It's beautiful. It's so feel good, and I want that for my own life, and so I'd love to be a type of person who at least like has the opportunity to spark really positive energy for others, or just enjoy myself, Okay, that's number 2. That was a lot shorter than my complaint about good intentions gone wrong. Okay, the third topic for this vlog is topic 3. I've decided, like, I've been trying to write like a personal development book or something like that, but it's been hard because life is fluid, organic, and always changing. So it's hard for me to say like, oh, I've got it. Like I've got the main idea. I've learned a lot of things over the years, but it's hard to say I want to put something down in print, because not just who am I to say that, but like I changed my mind a lot. I have lots of insights in a day, and then the next day I'm building on those insights and doing different things. So I thought of a way to do it without without not being true to myself or the ideas. So it's going to be like a weird and cozy book. And that way I can be honest and I can weave together these different things that I've noticed in life, either from my life experience or from some reflections or how I feel about certain topics. And it's not going to be in a certain, just like one specific genre, you know? I mean, the genre is basically personal development and spiritual ideas. But it's going to be pretty eclectic. And I can't really, I'm not going to force the book to be a certain, only one perspective, or I'm not going to pretend like I have a certain belief, because my belief changes a lot, which you might know if you see me on Instagram, because one day I'll be like, oh, I'm so into the universe respecting me and blessing me. The next day I'll be like, I'm a complete atheist. And those are both true for me, right? So the book will, to a certain extent, of course, reflect that. And yeah, that's that topic. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention is that I've been really enjoying recording my songs. I've been doing music recording. Got this really cool thing for my iPhone that allows you to plug in an electric guitar. So you can use the GarageBand app on your iPhone and the app that comes with the device and plug in your electric guitar and, just sit on your couch and make little songs. I already have the songs written, but I can record them easily. One thing I've noticed is that my tempo is like, woo, and yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna have to work on. I have to use a scratch track, like use a metronome and do a basic instrument part, like I guess guitar or drums or bass. But you can change that later, but you just have something with the metronome so that you don't go haywire, which you really need, because even when you feel like you're staying on tempo, for me, usually I'm not. Anyways, I'm really excited about music recording. Right now, for the software or the workstation or whatever, I'm going to use Reaper, I think, because it seems really cool. It seems like they have a lot of tutorials and stuff that are available for free. But I'm not totally sure, but that's what it looks like right now, although I haven't bought it yet. I want to do that soon so I can start learning it. This video is really long, so I was going to draw 3 cards, but I'll just draw one. I want the card to be about some inspiration about navigating the way that we relate to others, because that is what is difficult sometimes, because we don't know what's going on for someone else. And even when we have good intentions, it's not always the right thing for the other person. That sucks. I don't know. Maybe, it's like, it's okay, I guess. As long as you respect people's boundaries and their space, it's okay for things to not go perfectly, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to use the Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. I'm going to draw one card that's about, each card has an animal on it, so it's about navigating, relating to others. And let's see what card we get. See what else to come out. I think this one. Okay, the card that we got is, it's a lightning bug, 5 of shells, hope and readjustment. That is so perfect. That's hilarious. I don't know if you can see it that well since it's in the evening. Not quite as light as when the light is streaming in the window, but I would call that a lightning bug, a firefly. That's so perfect. 5 of shells. Hope, readjustment. Okay. So it's readjustment, like just completely respecting people, like I was already saying, and just readjusting. Like, okay, I get it. New information, I got it. But keeping the hope, like keeping your sense of friendliness. I'm like, I'm going to meet other people and I'm going to be able to be the outgoing, friendly person I want to be. Because the glass is half full, right? Or maybe it's 3/4 full even. I don't know what shells are supposed to be. Are they supposed to be cups maybe? That's possible. So it's like a balance. Meeting people halfway. If they don't want to meet you halfway, then they don't want to meet you, I guess. So it's cool. Whew. Okay, so I dedicate this video to all the hermits out there who are still friendly and outgoing, like me, I guess. All the hermits out there who are still friendly and outgoing, who keep somehow trying to interact with people, and it's incredibly awkward and off-putting sometimes, but we still keep going because we love people, and we respect people, and I guess it's all good. I'm not even someone who says it's all good that much, but I guess it really is all good. Whew, this was really good. Okay, it's almost 30 minutes. It's like over 20 minutes. So I'm gonna sign off now. Thank you so much for participating by watching this video. Leave a comment or say hi to me on Instagram if you ever feel like it, and I will see you later. Thank you.